my video. Today, I'm going to be talking about episode 4 of season 18 of Deadliest Catch. And the 3 boats that are going to be in this episode are the Stalbus, the Stromstind, and the Wizard. Sig Hansen is captaining the Stalbus, Wild Bill is captaining the Stromstind. This episode starts out with Sig talking to Mandy, because Mandy checked in to see how he's doing, and Sig's a little concerned with how it's going because it's not doing as well as he would have thought. He's like, I want to be there for when you have your daughter, but we'll see what happens with the timing of us finishing up fishing for king crab in Norway. Then it goes to Wild Bill and Landon and the owner of the Stromstind. They are just getting to the fjords where they believe there's a bunch of king crab in. They're going to be setting in about 140 to 160 fathoms deep. They're on a 30-foot boat when normally Captain Wild Bill is captaining a 100-plus foot vessel. It's also going to be a different style fishing. It's long lining. They'll set 5 pots in a string. They'll be attached to each other. So we'll set them, and then they'll set like 4 or 5 strings like that in different areas. They're going to try and hone in on the crab there. Then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is just getting out to the grounds, and they're going to be fishing for bear dye, and they have about $1 million quota of bear dye crab. They're starting to set their gear, and the way they're setting their gear, it's really nasty out, and it's just making it really hard for them to set their gear, and it's quite dangerous. The waves are just bashing the crew. They have 3 greenhorns out on deck because 2 deckhands, 1 retired and 1 just had a kid. So Captain Keith replaced them with 3 greenhorns. Then it goes to Wild Bill. They start hauling in a string. The first pot comes up with about 3 keepers, and then they're getting about 6 or so king crab in the other pots. And then goes back to the Stalbus. They're hauling in their gear, and it's still not doing good. The crew's morale is not very good because they haven't been doing all that good with how they've been doing. Jarl and one of the deckhands on the Stalbus, they kind of get into it because when they were hauling in a pot, the line got snarled, and one deckhand had an idea on how to get it undone, while Jarl had a plan in motion, and the plan kind of got screwed up. They got into an argument, but they get it undone and they get back to going through their gear. Then it goes back to the Wizard. When they were setting their gear, one of the crew members gets caught in the bite, and one of the deckhands cuts the pot. They lose a pot, but luckily it turns out to be all good. So they go into the crew quarters, and then they make sure he's all good, and then they get back to work. Wild Bill gives Sig an update on where the crab are, and they're in about 140 to 160 fathoms. He tells Sig to go set the gear in those depths, so Sig and his crew are going to go set them in those depths out in the open ocean, and they'll see how it does. Then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is hauling in their gear, and they're getting in the low 40s to about 50 bear dye crab. They keep hauling in the gear, and Captain Keith is happy about how well they're doing, and he's like, maybe we'll get our quota caught in the next couple days, because I have a bunch of bills from being in the shipyard. He was also late to the season because it was still in Seattle when the season started, and that is because the wheelhouse windows got blown out last year. Then it goes back to the Stalbus, and they start setting their gear in 140 to 160 fathoms. All of a sudden, one of the crew members gets caught in the bite, and Jarl, he comes to the rescue with a knife and cuts the pot off, and it's all good, but it's crazy. That has never happened in 18 seasons of Deadliest Catch, where 2 crew members on 2 different boats in the same episode get caught in the bite. That's pretty crazy how it happened. Then it goes back to the Wizard, and the Wizard is still on really hot fishing, and the crew's happy about that. Monty went out on deck to help teach the greenhorns how to fish and be safe on deck, and once they get the hang of it, he goes back into the crew quarters. Then it goes back to Wild Bill, and while Wild Bill and Landon and the owner of the Stromstind, one of the pot line gets stuck in the boat. They can't get it out, so they call the Norwegian Coast Guard, and they can't do anything because they're in the fjord, so They're like, call a rescue company. And the rescue company is about 10 miles away, so they're gonna come and rescue the boat. They come and rescue it, and the boat was getting close to shore, but luckily they get there in time and bring them into port, get it unstuck, and then they get back out there and get ready to go again. During one of the salty takes in this episode, it was Jarl. He's been out on deck for many years, out on the Bering Sea fishing for crab. It shows the crew members on the Stalbus talking about how old they were when he was fishing. They were all pretty much in diapers. They were like 2 and 3 years old. After they'd set their pots in 140 fathoms to 160 fathoms, they haul in their gear, and they're getting about 5 to 10 king crab per pot, so they're doing really well. That is how episode 4 of season 18 of Deadliest Catch ends. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of episode 4 of Deadliest Catch. Don't forget to hit the bell icon down below so you can be notified when I upload videos. Also, please share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you guys for watching, and if you ain't dreaming, you ain't living. Don't forget to dream big.